and welcome. We have in studio with us, as you could see there, Carrie, some members of our Special Olympics team, which represented Trinidad and Tobago exceptionally well at the recent Special Olympics in Abu Dhabi, and we're happy to have some of them with us here.
You know, as you like to say, it's absolutely fantastic having everybody here this morning, you know, showing off your medals and stuff. And we are waving the red, white, and black very, very high this morning. You know, yes, really proud of you.
Carrie stole my flag. Carrie stole my flag. But we're all one Trinidad and Tobago, and when we succeed, you know, we do it as a country, and it is absolutely fantastic that we can have these athletes with us here this morning, and we'll be chatting with them in a very, very short while. But some good news for the athletes, Carrie, is that the Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs, Shamfa Kojo, yesterday announced that some monetary awards will be given to the athletes.
That is excellent.
Yeah, $12,000 for every gold medal that we got, $6,000 for every silver medal that we got, and $3,000 for every bronze medal that we got.
Wow.
That totals to around $387,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so some motivation there for our athletes, and I mean, if I could compete, I'd go too. I mean, that is some really good motivation.
Yeah, that is some good motivation. I mean, of course, representing the country and being there to be ambassadors for all the things that we can do, because we in Trinidad and Tobago are very talented, and you know, as our team, part of our team is standing here with so many medals and all. You know, I just want to say good morning and congratulations to everybody.
Good morning. And Jana, I know I chatted with you yesterday when this announcement was made. This morning, how do you feel? It probably sunk in already.
I mean, I think we were all in shock yesterday. The parents, the coaches, the delegation who went to the UAE. Everybody is very happy. We didn't expect it. As I told you, the announcement was made. But, you know, sometimes things are announced and they don't necessarily happen. So for it to happen so quickly, yeah, it was just a shock, but a good one.
A good shock, and that is always good. And these athletes, what reaction are you getting from them?
Well, everybody's just excited. I asked them this morning how they're going to spend the money. Ooh. Nobody seems to want to give me any, but you know, I think everybody just feels the same way.
Yeah. And it's a good motivation for them as well.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, they don't compete for any sort of compensation. Right. They do it because they love it. Who we have here, we have some equestrian athletes, we have some swimmers, and they are very passionate about what they do, and they're good at what they do.
Yeah. Well, obviously, with all the medals.
Yeah,
I mean, 7 medals from Trinidad and Tobago got you.
Yeah, we're in the stands, and you would swear that these are my children because I want to jump over into the pool.
I can see the resemblance.
Oh, really? Yeah. We spent a lot of time together too, so maybe that's why. But you know, we have some parents who they just so passionate, and I think some of them get it from their parents as well. It's about your upbringing too, and just because somebody has a perceived disability doesn't mean that they can't do. And the parents being able or being willing to push their children and to allow them to delve into things that other parents may not necessarily let them do because of the fact that they may have a disability. We don't have parents like that. Our parents are passionate, just as passionate as they are, and they get it from them.
Yeah, and you know, Trinidad and Tobago is so proud of what they've accomplished. What is the plan moving forward now?
We have activities going on all the time. I mean, people may not have known about it before, but we have year-round activities for the athletes. So we actually have our national games coming up in May. It's tentatively scheduled for the 18th of May. And some of them will be competing as not as well, because we have a few disciplines. We do equestrian, swimming, athletics, football, volleyball, bocce,
So a whole host of events. Yeah. And people can come and take part in that.
Yeah, and it's free. It's actually free.
Yeah, and with the accomplishments of this team, it must be a motivation for people who probably aren't aware that we have such a dynamic team in Trinidad and Tobago.
The amount of support that we've gotten while we were in the UAE and when we came back home, it's amazing and it's overwhelming. What I could say is I hope that it continues. I hope that it's not the Trini bandwagonist attitude. I hope that whoever did decide to come on and support us remains, because the athletes deserve the support.
Yeah, and one thing I can say is, you remember Carrie TTT, we had them on before they left, and we're going to continue to support the Special Olympics team here in Trinidad and Tobago. And Jana, thank you very much, and we will be chatting with you and a couple of the athletes in a short while, so you guys stick around for that, right? Carrie, it makes me feel so happy. I was really looking forward to this.
It lifts my heart, and to see the smiling faces here this morning. And they have like this extra that they got to, like, everybody's excited, everybody's in shock, about actually receiving a monetary award for their accomplishments.
That's great.
Yeah,
but
that is.
We'll get back to that in a short while. For people who are traveling to Tobago to and from using the Cabo Star, not so good news for you all today, as the 2 p.m. sailing from Port of Spain has been cancelled. Yeah. So apparently a cruise ship, Club Med 2, was supposed to go to Venezuela, but it decided to detour and come to Trinidad. Right. So the Cabo Star, they've made some new arrangements for that. On Sunday, the Cabo Star will sail from Port of Spain at 3 p.m. instead of the 12:30 p.m. sailing as previously advertised. And please note that the Cabo Star is not scheduled to sail tomorrow because tomorrow is a public holiday, the Spiritual Shouter Baptist holiday.
Right.
So if you're using the Cabo Star, remember the 2 p.m. sailing from Port of Spain today has been cancelled, and the sailing on Sunday will be at 3 p.m. and not 12:30 p.m. and there will be no sailing tomorrow. So some information there for you as relates to that. Now, also, Carrie, there is this new trend using the hashtag trash tag.
Right, hashtag trash tag. Yes, definitely something I could jump on board with, because you see so many internet trends coming out, and a lot of them are potentially dangerous. A lot of them make no sense, but this one is for a cause. And hashtag trash tag is about going to a site where there's garbage and picking up the trash and doing like a before and after picture of you with your trash bags.
Yeah, so I really want to challenge Trinidad and Tobago to do something like that. I've seen a lot of pictures and a lot of videos online from people of different countries, and I haven't really seen anything from Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, so guess what? We could be the first.
Yeah, and I really hope that people get on board with this, Carrie. So you can go to the place where there is garbage, you take a before picture, and then you take an after picture, put them side by side, post it on social media using the hashtag trash tag, and you can also put hashtag now on TTT, and we could just click on that and get it, and we can showcase what you've done and make a positive difference in Trinidad and Tobago using the hashtag trash tag.
Definitely a trend I could as I said, jump on board with, and something I support, and something I believe I will participate in, most definitely.
Yeah, and one other thing, Carrie, is that on March 30th, there is something called Earth Hour. So they're using the hashtag Earth Hour as we hashtag connect to Earth. Right? It's turning off your lights for an hour.
Wow.
On the 30th of March. I mean, people are asking, so what are you going to accomplish? I mean, it shows that you care about the environment.
Yeah, it does. It does show that you care about the environment. Let's just remind the public of what time that is. That will be tomorrow.
They didn't give us a time, so probably tomorrow for an hour you turn off your electronic equipment and show people that you care about the earth.
So I wonder if we just go and flick the main breaker switch, take everything off.
I don't know. You can't be too dangerous with it, Carrie. All right, and tomorrow, as I mentioned earlier, we celebrate Spiritual Shouter Baptist Liberation Day. It is commemorated on the 30th of March every year. In 1917, the ordinance was enacted. So for 34 years, Carrie, they could not have practiced their religion.
Wow.
Yeah. And in 1996, they got the public holiday here in Trinidad and Tobago. And, what is synonymous with the Shouter Baptist Day is all of the loud singing and chanting and the musical instruments.
And the bells.
And have you been to any of them?
No, I have not been to one. I've been to Spiritual Baptist events, Thanksgivings and such, but I have not been to the celebrations on the actual day.
Really, I have been to a few while working here, and it is really, really amazing. The atmosphere is fantastic. So, I hope people can, go and check out some Spiritual Shouter Baptist celebrations across Trinidad and Tobago tomorrow.
Yeah,
all right, so I think we go now to our traffic update.
All right, let's take a look at our traffic update from traffictt.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions.
Today's traffic update is made possible by traffictt.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
And we're in central Trinidad right now, looking at the Monroe Road section there of the Uriah Butler Highway. As we look at the northbound side, we can see that there are quite a number of vehicles heading toward the northern regions of the country from central and south Trinidad. And it seems to be flowing at this point in time a little bit slow, but not too bad. Sometimes we see a little bit of a lockup happening. But looking on the southbound side, we see that they have the all clear everybody is on their way without any obstacles, so that's good news for those of you heading against the traffic at this point in time. Just remember to observe the nation's laws in regards to the roadways and ensure that you drive for yourself and drive for the other drivers on the road as well, because we need to be our brother's keepers and ensure that everybody gets where they have to go safely. All right, and that's a wrap for this traffic update.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
Yes, so a lot to come on the show this morning. As you can see, our special Olympics delegation, or some members, are here with us this morning, and we will be having a conversation with them. As you remember, Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs announced a monetary reward for our athletes, and let's get to find out how they feel about that. We have that and much more after the break.
This Sunday, get lost in the world of award-winning films. Green Days by the River, April 21st at 3 p.m. Be viewing TTT to experience the breathtaking film adaptation of Michael Anthony's beloved novel. Voted People's Choice for Best Narrative Feature at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival. Recipient of the Carmichael Award for Exceptional Storytelling at the Barbados Independent Film Festival. Green Days by the River proves that locally produced films will captivate you and transport you to other worlds. A tale of love, loss, and intrigue. Green Days by the River premieres April 21st only on TTT.
The doors of the Kaiso Cafe open every Sunday at Talk City 91.1 FM. We play the best calypsos, interview the singers, discuss calypso history, and we invite you, the listener, to participate. Join us from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. every Sunday for the Kaiso Cafe on Talk City 91.1 FM.
From the small town all the way to New York.
Good day, sir. Are you aware that you have committed several traffic violations in the last 30 seconds? What were you doing on the shoulder? To top it off, you exceeded the speed limit, you ran the red light, and you endangered the lives of others. Road safety is no child's play. Driver's permit and insurance.
So these athletes will now be rewarded for each medal. For each gold medal, the athlete gets $12,000. For each silver medal, $6,000, and for each bronze medal, $3,000.
The announcement there from the Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs, Shamfor Kojo, on the monetary reward being given to our Special Olympic athletes who competed in Abu Dhabi and represented Trinidad and Tobago exceptionally well. I have with me this morning Aaron Ben Ali, Melissa Nanan, Trent Bethel, and Donovan Garib, four of the athletes who represented Trinidad and Tobago and represented us with distinction. I'd like to say good morning, gentlemen and lady. How are you all this morning?
We're fine.
I want to start with you to tell me about your experience at the Special Olympics?
Okay. My journey was nice, and I like the swimming, and I came first in 25 back and 50 relay freestyle 4x50, and I came fourth in 25 freestyle.
And what type of training you put into your work before you went to Abu Dhabi?
Well, I did some warm-ups in the pool, and yeah.
And it was exciting?
It was exciting.
And do you see yourself competing again in the next Olympics?
Yes.
And who would you like to say thank you to for helping you through this?
Well, myself.
You want to thank yourself? And so you're going to get money as well? He doesn't want to tell me, you know why he doesn't want to tell me? Because he probably thinks that I'll probably come and ask him for some, but I'm not going to ask you for any. Alright, we have the lady with us, Melissa. Melissa, what was your journey like?
My journey is sports, cricket, football, basketball, swimming.
And which one do you like the most?
Swimming.
Swimming? And how was it for you in Abu Dhabi?
Nice.
Nice? What did you do while you were there?
I do my swim.
What else? What was more fun for you?
Kites.
And what else? That's all? What was it like working with these gentlemen?
Them nice friends.
And what medal do you have there?
A goal. I sit so too.
And so you're going to get some money?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to tell me they're going to get money, and I don't know why they afraid me so much. Trent, Aaron, you were in the equestrian.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Well, it was amazing for me. Because from a little boy, I really liked horses, and my mother introduced me to the school I went, and I started there, and it was real nice to go out there and represent my country in equestrian riding horse.
And you have 3 medals.
Yeah, I have 3 medals, 2 gold and a bronze.
So that means he's going to get some money too. What type of work did you put into this before you went to Abu Dhabi? How much practice did you have to put in?
Well, it was every week from Tuesday to Friday for a whole month. And it was drilling.
Just hard work.
Yeah.
Hard work. And Donovan, you were in swimming as well.
Yes.
How was that for you?
It was amazing.
What was so amazing?
How I won 2 gold. Yeah.
And you also have a bronze as well?
Yes.
How much practice did you put into?
It's every Monday to Sunday. It's pushing.
Pushing?
Yes.
And you all go to school as well?
Yes.
How did you balance school and training?
Easy.
Easy?
Yeah.
It was?
I can swim with it.
Really?
Yes.
You found it was easy too?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your plan, Donovan? Moving forward, do you see yourself competing again?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And you're going to win what? 3 gold next time?
Yes.
Because Trinidad and Tobago is really proud of what you all and the rest of the team has accomplished. And, they really want to see you all compete and win more for Trinidad and Tobago. How do you thank Trinidad and Tobago? What do you say to Trinidad and Tobago? And Melissa wants to take the mic. They say ladies get the opportunity to say thank you.
Because I come back home. Over time, I do good and then I very thanks all people, the Cheddar people do outside the country. It thanks all thing but us.
Yeah. And have your friends, what are they saying to you?
Them say, I do good and them say do go back to swimming, come back to school. And then I'll come back to school.
And I want to wish you all the very best moving forward. Aaron, Melissa, Donovan, Trent, thank you all very much for joining us this morning. And we want to wish you all the best. And we will be seeing much more of you representing Trinidad and Tobago, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We take a break and come back with more.
Win the Sandals Vacation of a Lifetime from the PDFK Group of Company, inclusive of airfare, accommodation, and spending money. Want this to be your getaway vacation? All you gotta do is spend $500 or more at any of our sponsored locations.
Via restaurant, Bright Ideas Home Store, and all beside the Food King Supermarket.
Fill out the entry form and drop it in. You'll be on your way to your dream holiday in no time. Check us out on Facebook for more information. Promotion ends April 23rd.
This promotion is NLCB approved.
Hi, I'm Pastor Lisa Singh from Heavenly Grace Ministries in New York, and I want to take the opportunity to invite you to join me right here every Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. We are starting a new series called The Beatitudes, and there is so much meat in this message that is going to transform your lives for the better. So I'm really excited to have you join me. I'm looking forward to it every Sunday, 7:30 a.m. right here. Be blessed.
Every weekday from 4 to 7 p.m., tune in to Straight Talk with me, Jude, as I tackle the tough issues affecting our society head on. You know how we like to get a bit politically correct when it comes to things like race, religion, sexuality, the touchy topics. So let's get some honest, straightforward, and rational discussion going so we can find some common ground on the issues that divide us the most. Straight Talk right here on Talk City 91.1 FM every weekday from 4 to 7 p.m.
Whether you are on the road or at the beach, preserve our beautiful nation of which we are proud by properly disposing of your waste. Because environmental pride is national pride.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Now Morning Show here on TTT. We take a look at news now. Over $500 million have been paid to police officers who have been suspended over the past 10 years. This from Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith. He said as of now, 300 officers are on suspension, some indefinitely. Some of them are also working elsewhere and being paid by the TTPS. Some have even migrated. This government will not be funding cash-strapped Leeward Islands Air Transport, LIAT. This from the Minister of Communications, Stuart Young, as he responded to reports that the airline may drop this country from its schedule of routes as it seeks to restructure. However, as it is, Minister Young said he could not give further details as that falls under the purview of the Ministry of Brakes and Transport and the Ministry of Finance. Trinidad and Tobago NGL Limited has recorded profit after tax for 2018 of TT $253 million. This according to TTNGL in an 8.2% improvement over 2017 figures, which were recorded at TT $233.7 million. The company says these earnings were driven by the deliberate efforts of Phoenix Park Gas Processors Limited to maintain and, where possible, enhance margins in the environment that remains unchanged. For 2018, the share of profit from TTNGL's investment in PPGPL improved by 12% to TT $242.6 million compared to TT $216.6 million in 2017. And that was News Now on TTT.
All right, here is your travel weather forecast now with Ian Wallace.
We're ending the week on the clear skies across the Bahamas. They've left the hailstorms and the thundery activity all associated with this area of low pressure. It's now well out to sea, but it is trailing a frontal system into Hispaniola, so there's still some cloudiness left over, which will likely affect the Dominican Republic and Haiti. But for Havana, it remains mostly settled following a few showers. It will likely be a foggy start, however. There's some cooler air around, possibly no higher than 26 degrees Celsius there. Some thunderclouds and 30 degrees Celsius expected for Santo Domingo. For the Eastern Caribbean, it remains mostly settled and dry, all the way from St. Kitts to Antigua to Barbados as well. Only just a brief shower expected as they go through there Friday, but all the time it will feel quite breezy across Bridgetown. And then down towards Guyana, the sea breeze will likely bring a few brief showers, especially along the seawall, with no higher than 32 degrees Celsius across Georgetown on Friday. So that's your Caribbean travel forecast, and that's it from me.
All right, thank you very much, Ian Wallace, for the travel weather forecast. We continue chatting with some of our local athletes who competed at the Special Olympics in Abu Dhabi not too long ago. Now I have Aliyah Harrigan, Ronaldo Stefan, and Stefan Singh with me to tell us about their experience. I want to start with you, Aliyah. You know, how was it for you competing on the world stage and representing Trinidad and Tobago?
It was good, but scared at the same time.
Why were you scared?
Because I didn't know it would be like that. Because I'm on the plane, I feel my first time going, so I was kind of trembling.
Really?
Yes, second guessing myself.
But you did well. You have a gold and silver medal.
Yes.
Oh, so you're gonna get some money. But I mean, what type of training went into you competing, and what event did you compete? Yeah.
Christians, it was great, and good.
How was working with your coach?
It was excellent work with my coach, but strict at the same time.
And how did you manage going to school and training at the same time?
It was hard working for me, but I had to do it.
But yeah, and you represented a gold and silver medal. Do you want to compete next year?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're going to continue?
Yeah.
And represent Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Aliyah. Ronaldo, what did you compete in and how was it for you?
I competed in equestrian, and it was very good to compete.
It was difficult, you said?
No, it was kind of difficult and easy at the same time.
What was easy for you?
On a Fridays, it was more easier than Tuesdays.
Why?
Because on a Tuesday, I love children, but I have to carry them to ride horse and stuff.
And then on a Friday, you could relax on Saturday because Wednesday will be school. So after Tuesday, you have to go to school on Wednesday, but after Friday and Saturday, you could relax.
But we did have 4 days of training. Hard work.
Hard work.
Yeah.
But at least the hard work paid off. You have 2 medals with you.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Real exciting.
Real excited, and you want to compete again?
Yes, I do.
Oh, very good, very good. Stefan, you competed in which event?
Swimming.
Swimming, right. And how was that for you, sir?
Good.
What type of preparation did you have to put in to compete in Abu Dhabi?
Train for open water and swimming pool.
Swimming in the pool?
That's going to Maracas every Sunday at 7:30 in the morning.
7:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
What was that like, having to get up early to go down?
Not really good. I mean, not really bad at all. Just have to go up early every morning. Every Sunday morning, yeah.
And you're an open water swimmer?
Yeah.
Is that scary?
No way.
No, it's not scary?
No.
So, have you ever gone there and when you look around, there is nothing around except water?
Yeah.
That isn't scary?
No.
I'll be scared. I get scared. So I must commend you for that. And you have 2 medals there as well?
Yes.
What medals did you get?
2 silver and 1 6th place.
1 6th place?
Yes.
You must be very proud of yourself.
Yes.
And how is it working and being there with your team?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
So you want to compete again?
Yes.
Next year?
Yep.
And you're going to come back
Actually,
with more medals?
4 years.
What's that?
It's every 4 years.
Every 4 years, my apologies. So you're going to compete there next 4 years again for Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes.
Very good. It sounds excellent. Thank you very much for coming on. Aliyah, Harrigan, Romaldo, Stefan, and Stefan Singh for chatting with us about the experience. We want to say congratulations once again to all of you who competed and represented Trinidad and Tobago with distinction, and also make sure and use the money wisely, invest in something good, and remember you all can come and share some money with us. And we have some more of the athletes here. We chatted with a few of them a bit earlier. Aaron, Ben, Ali, Melissa, Nanan, Trent, Bethel, Donovan, Garrett, they all chatted with us this morning, and it was really an absolute pleasure having them. We also chatted with Miss Anjana Downs, who is the assistant head of the delegation, and some other news coming out of the post-cab media briefing yesterday is that the Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs, Shamfa Kojo, said that Shanice is going to return with us next week, so that is something to look forward to, and we'll be just chatting with Miss Anjana Downs in a short while just to get an update as to what is happening with that. So once again, I'd like to say congratulations to all of the athletes who represented Trinidad and Tobago at the Special Olympics in Abu Dhabi. Some real motivation from the minister yesterday, and I would like to wish them all the very best moving forward. For now, we take a break and come back.
Seatbelt.
Gosh. Hello? Yeah, girl. I get it dressed.
Mommy, you're not supposed to be talking on the phone.
Gosh. You're right. Yeah, that's not girl. I'll call you back. I ain't have my headset. Alright? We go talk.
Mommy, you're driving too fast. Mommy, you don't love me anymore. Mommy, why are you risking my life?
Oh gosh, sorry baby. I didn't realize I was driving so fast now.
Be road safe.
Hi, empowering women. A message to all mothers, grandmothers, sisters, aunts. Without us women, you can't make it. Women are the backbone of this nation, of this generation. And to all women, 2 thumbs up.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who really cares?
Who cares? I care because I know that 30% of cancer is preventable, mainly by not using tobacco, having a healthy diet, being physically active, and moderating the use of alcohol. Prevention is better than cure, and you can do something about that. Get screened for early detection. It's the key to survival. I care because cancer does.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching the Now Morning Show right here on TTT, also on Talk City 91.1 FM, TTT Live online on Facebook and on YouTube. So there are 2 platforms online you can catch us now. And this morning we're going to speak about something called Movelang. And with me who's the producer of Movelang Productions, Cindy Ann Jane, who's a stand-up comedian as well. And we're going to speak about your production and what's happening with it now. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Great to have you here this morning. Now, Cindy Ann, what is Movelang to begin with? Well, actually, when I saw it here, I was like, oh, so that's how you spell it.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Because growing up, of course, you would hear all these colloquial terms and, the context in which your parents and grandparents and stuff use it. Right. But, to actually see it here, and I'll have a better understanding of where it comes from. So is this to begin with, mauvais langue? It seems like a patois word.
Yeah, it's sort of a French.
Yeah.
I would like to say, because I'm from Paramin.
Right.
And my both parents spoke patois.
Right.
And so I grew up in an environment where French or broken French was the talk of it,
right.
you know. So mauvais langue and that language is very close to my heart. So when I started doing comedy, and I was looking for a name, you know, I didn't want to say an evening of laughter or come and laugh.
Yeah.
And so a very good friend of mine, he was like, well, you've been doing this for such a long time, mauvais langue. And
right.
mauvais langue means, I mean, literally is translated to bad language.
Right.
You know? But here we say like, it's the gossip, old talk,
right.
mauvais langue, somebody.
Yeah.
So it just suited exactly what I do, you know?
Nice, very, very nice. So tell me about your history in stand-up. How long have you been doing comedy?
All my life. No. I mean, professionally and stand-up, I would say just over 3 years.
Just over 3 years?
Yeah.
And what are you bridging from into comedy?
In terms of?
What were you doing before you decided to do comedy professionally?
Administration.
Admin, yeah?
Yeah, executive administration and accounting.
So you were probably like the funniest accountant in the office?
Probably, yeah.
You know, people think of accounting and they think numbers and a serious person and stuff, but
more like administrative work, like secretarial from that angle more, but built in with accounting and stuff like that.
Right. Nice. So tell me about Moving On Productions itself.
Okay, so I started in 2016 and I wanted to do something. The first show was in Florida. And I wanted to do something because I know Trinidadians love to lime.
Right.
And stand-up comedy, the way that we do it here is very different to what I was exposed to in the United States.
Tell me what your experience in Florida when you did your first show.
My first show?
Yeah.
I closed. Well, I did a class first because I wasn't sure if I would be able to. First, I didn't know if people would understand my accent.
Right.
And because I realized that the structure of comedy was very different to what we do here, I wanted to learn how they do their stuff and how you hone your material, how you work material, how you write. And so it wasn't that I didn't think I was funny, but I just wanted to get a feel for it. So I did a workshop, and then there's a graduation night where all of us come together and we do a 5-minute set that we've been rehearsing for the past, I think it was 8 weeks or something.
Oh, that's a good amount of investment of time into
that. Once a week we met like for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And you would do your set and be critiqued and then you graduated.
Right.
And so I invited all my friends to come. And so I closed, it was like I think 13 of us. And on the night of the guy said, okay, you'll close the show. And usually the closer is supposed to be the hardest hitting, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not ready for that. And so he's like, no, never mind. And I got on stage and I did it, and people understood. There were a lot of Trinis in the audience too.
Right, yes.
There was another guy whose parents were Trinidadian. He was born abroad and whatever. And so it went well, and I didn't do it after that for about a year for personal reasons.
Okay.
So I had to take a break.
Yeah.
And a year later, a Trini group approached me to do a show.
Nice, very nice.
And I did it, and that was it. So I've been doing it ever since.
Ever since?
Well, yeah.
No turning back, right?
I wouldn't say no turning back, because let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart at all.
Yeah, I know. I guess some people can be brutal and...
Yeah, it's tough.
And yeah, you have to have some thick skin to be in the comedy ring, you know? Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
As it is with other industries as well, but, you know, for comedy, people could be a little bit rough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Always under a critical eye.
Yeah, and it's just you. So it's not like if you're a singer, if the people are not responding, that you can probably just rely on the background music or whatever. If they're not laughing,
they're not laughing.
You know, there's nothing you could do. So.
All right, well, you did your first show in Florida, and now you're going to do a show here in Trinidad. So that'll be a treat for us in Trinidad and Tobago. Tell me about your event coming up.
Okay, this is actually my third show here.
Third here?
Yes.
All right.
So I did my first show in 2017 at Kaiser Blues. Last year I did it at Little Carib Theatre. And this year I moved it to Central Bank. So because I wanted to see. Let me see if I can grow. And the response over the past 2 years was great.
Right.
So, and the format of the show is that I don't do an intermission.
So it's all the way through.
It's a 90-hour show. 90 minutes. Wow. 90 hours. I feel like if it's 90 hours.
Right? Being on stage in front of everybody. And your responsibility is to make them laugh.
Right. So it's 90 minutes, but it's not just me alone.
Right.
You know, I close the show, but I have somebody open. Peter Kelly's hosting.
All right.
I have Denise Million, who's a local singer. And I'm bringing a friend with me from Florida.
All right.
To open the show.
Yeah.
Yes. So
you're getting a mix of comedy styles going on here.
Correct.
Yeah,
and so
excellent.
What I do is like the first hour and a half, it's like a little lime and mix and mingle.
Right, you know, as it says, say, cocktails and comedy.
Right, so I typically have a panist, like a young panist in the lobby, and people mingle, they get a welcome drink, they support the bar, and then the show starts.
Nice. So just before we close off, it's at the Central Bank Auditorium. It is when?
April 7th.
April 7th, that is next week, Sunday, at the Central Bank Auditorium. And here we see the information on the screen. All right, so I want to thank you very much, Cindy and Jane, who is stand-up comedian and producer of Movilang Productions. Wishing you the best on your show, and
thank you.
You know, go there and figuratively break a leg.
Thank you. Thank you, Carrie.
All right, speaking of break something, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Reach further when you advertise with TTT. Suite 100, Next 99.1, and at Talk City 91.1 FM. Whether it's television, radio, or social media, our stations belong to the only broadcast network with 100% coverage across Trinidad and Tobago. That's a fact. From Port of Spain to Point Fortin, Crown Point to Charlottesville, every household in TNT can easily access our signal. TTT remains the only broadcaster with live capability from multiple locations in the country, making us the most dependable source of information for events of national importance. Find us on any smart device at TTT Live Online. Are you ready to reach further with your advertising? Contact our sales team now. Call us at 622-4141 at extensions 2601 to 2607 or email us at sales@ttt.co.tt.
Morning show here on TTT. We are also live on Talk City 91.1 FM, on Facebook at TTT Live Online, and also on YouTube. Just search TTT Live Online and you can be part of the show. It is now time for us to join Ambassador Nkosi Phillips, who is a leader. TT Youth Will Rise, and Nkosi is in Baltimore, Maryland. And we are being joined via Skype. Nkosi, good morning.
Hi, good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Hi, good morning, Rishi. Good morning, everyone.
It's a pleasure having you this morning to talk about some of the work that you are doing. Can you update us?
Yes, well, so far the conference, the 63rd session on the Commission of Women had finished last week on the 23rd. I have a lot of information to bring back. I've already sent information to my executive, so they can start working on some projects and proposals as it relates to women and children, gender equality, and how we tend to approach these projects and these things that I've learned out here that we can take to some of the schools and some of the women and young children in our community.
What have you learned?
Well, I've learned that gender equality is not just about men and women, it's about gender policies in terms of LGBTQ, in terms of child abuse, women in power, and how women, especially in Afghanistan and these places that we think that women have no voice, women have stepped out because we have prime minister women, we have women in Afghanistan who are now ministers and ambassadors, and who are actually 50-50 in hand with the men. And you know, sometimes we look at the news and we look at the image of Afghanistan and Iraq, and seeing that women have been abused, but we don't see the good part of it where women are now standing out in the government sectors. So I have a lot of things to bring forward in regards to gender policies and women and how we view the different types of genders in our country.
Yeah. And one thing that you've been doing is meeting with students at the Baltimore Community College. What are you telling these students?
Well, so far with the projects that we have rolled out, I've met with the mayor's executive, Mayor Buccelli, and his executive, the commissioner of the New York City Department of Youth and Community Development. I met with them last week Thursday, and I rolled out the youth rehabilitation facility in which I plan to build, once funded or supported by the government or not. They like the idea, and I pitched out some of the programs that we've been doing at the community centers in Buku Tobago and around Trinidad and Tobago. And what I would say so far is that I'm going to be continuing that project, especially the Your Heart TT project that we started at the Buku Early Childhood Private School in Tobago and with the Yahweh Foundation. And we're going to be doing that project at the Baltimore City Community College. I'm also going to have a cultural exchange where I'll be teaching dance. Our type of dance in terms of ballet, our art form. I will also be at the Queens in New York and the Queens and the Brooklyn schools to visit the schools and see what programs they have. And it's very funny that the mayor of New York has a very keen interest in it. When I say funny, that billions of dollars is put into the youth development of New York. And I have statistics forwarded from the New York City Department of Youth and Community Development, whereby I never knew that they had programs in place for children who dropped out of school from the age of 14. They have them working from the age of 14 to 24, where they have a grant for them. You know, if they tend to drop out of school and, you know, they want to keep them up. They have also an LGBTQ community where people have been bullied at school for being a part of that community. They have grants and programs in place for every single youth that has a dysfunction. And, you know, I'm so famished at 14 years old to 24-year-old, you could be working, right? So then again, the statistics also shows that these children that they have working from 14 to 24-year-old within the community of New York and Brooklyn, they have a 90% decrease of crimes and violence by youth. And I have the statistics and everything to bring back. So, you know, we have to take a different look and to see what works outside and what can work here. Because if you look at our youth in Trinidad and Tobago, you see most of them in crime and violence. Why? They drop out of school, they have nobody to guide them, they have no work, and you see people losing jobs now and then. So we have to take a good interest of what is happening out here in regards to the development of youth and community development and see how best we can adapt, and which I will also be doing. In Baltimore, I'm waiting to meet with the mayor of Baltimore now, because right now she was hospitalized because she's had pneumonia. So, you know, I'm just waiting to meet with her to start working in Baltimore schools, and also from also been invited by the New York City Department to the Youth Summit, which they'll be having from the 11th of May, the Youth Leadership Summit, and I will be also representing TT Youth for Rights and
because
by extension.
You seem to be having an interesting time there, a lot of work that you're doing. I would like to wish you all the very best and continue working hard representing Trinidad and Tobago. And when you come back, hopefully you can join us in studio and we chat a little bit more about some of the work that you are doing. Nikosi Phillips, leader TT Youth Will Rise. She is in Baltimore, Maryland. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Carrie.
Thank you so much.
Great to see Trinidad
and Tobago. Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. Carrie, great to see people from Trinidad and Tobago doing
Nikosi Phillips is doing a lot. It's not the first time that we have spoken with Nikosi, and many things going on in the realm of Nikosi's purview.
Yeah. And talking about that, we have a lot to come up in the show in the next hour, and I'm really excited because a lot of people would have heard us use the name Fiola rather a lot on this show. And guess what?
Yes, that's right.
We have a visit.
Yes, we do. She's not online today. She's actually in studio.
Yeah. So that is something to look forward to. I was actually looking forward to meeting this person a very long time. She's always telling Carrie to wear bright colors.
And guess what? Today I'm wearing a...
That's not bright color.
It's not bright, but it's still a color. It's not neutral.
Yeah. All right. A lot in store for you after the news, so stay with us.
Frontline on Talk City 91.1 FM, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to noon with me, Ria Roop Chansing, an informative and educational show that discusses a variety of topics, from social issues to the law, from education to religion, culture, health, beauty, and your well-being. And you also have a chance to voice your opinion in Frontline's open forum. Frontline, 8 a.m. to noon every Monday to Friday with me, Ria Roop Chansing, on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Sandra Mirage, and this is News Now on TTT. Special Olympic athletes are to receive monetary rewards for their performance in the just concluded Special Olympics World Games in Abu Dhabi. Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs, Shamfa Kojo, said Cabinet agreed on Thursday to include the Special Olympics in the incentive and reward framework. The medal haul at the Special Olympics World Games was 57 medals, 19 gold, 15 silver and 23 bronze.
So these athletes will now be rewarded for each medal. For each gold medal, the athlete gets $12,000. For each silver medal, $6,000, and for each bronze medal, $3,000.
Based on the medal haul, this amounts to a reward payout of $387,000. Minister Kocho said rewarding Special Olympians was a new development, as this was done by only 3 other countries, India, Pakistan and Seychelles. The Sport and Youth Affairs Minister also gave an update on Special Olympian Shanice Batiste, who's hospitalized in Abu Dhabi after she suffered a severe asthma attack during the World Games. Shanice and her coach are expected home next week. Shanice will require an oxygen tank on her flight. On arrival at London's Heathrow Airport from Abu Dhabi, an ambulance will transport her to Gatwick Airport.
All these expenses are being covered by the Special Olympic officials in Abu Dhabi that have been in close collaboration and communication with the Washington, D.C. officials and the Trinidad and Tobago officials. So the two are well taken care of, and we expect them to fly home on the 1st of April.
Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith says the TTPS is working on making it easier for domestic abuse victims to make a report to the police. He says soon victims will no longer have to go to a police station to make a report. Instead, through the 999 system, specifically trained individuals will now go straight to the source of the domestic violence report. Speaking before Public Administration and Appropriations Committee in Parliament Thursday, Mr. Griffith said this service will be beneficial for citizens who are afraid of making reports in person.
Rather than, again, this comes with saving costs. Rather than me having to train 6,000 plus police officers to understand the sensitive nature of how you have to deal with someone after they have been physically abused, the cost of that is astronomical. You now specify just 4 or 5 persons in every division in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. I looked at the ratio of how often these reports take place. By doing that now, those individuals who are properly trained will now come directly to your home immediately.
He said this method will drastically increase the reports of domestic violence.
Because now persons will feel more comfortable by reporting it. So there's going to be a spike. It is going to drastically increase, and then it will start to dip. Because the dipping will then take place by persons realizing there are no consequences. You can now be made accountable for it. So by this, again, I'm just waiting on the approval. This domestic violence unit works in tandem with other units that will be under the ACP.
The Tobago House of Assembly's Education Division has launched an investigation into 2 incidents which have been described as criminal behavior displayed by young people in the secondary school system. On Wednesday, Tobago police officers were called to the Bishop's High School as a number of students from the Signal Hill Secondary School were waiting outside the Bishop's compound, allegedly to beat a number of students. In a separate incident, a video is currently being circulated on social media with young people dressed in the Signal Hill Secondary School uniform involved in a fracas outside the school. Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles says these incidents are quite disturbing. He says some parents are trying very hard to teach their charges the right way, but there are few who have neglected their responsibility, and the time has come for them to take back the reins of their households. The THA Chief Secretary gave the assurance that the perpetrators will be dealt with accordingly. The Cabo Star has cancelled its 2 p.m. sailing for today, Friday. This is to facilitate a cruise vessel, Club Med 2, that has changed its scheduled route from Venezuela and will now call at the port of Port of Spain and will be using the berthing facilities at the cruise ship complex. The Trinidad and Tobago Inter-Island Transportation Company Limited is advising the travelling public that as a result, there are several changes to the Cabo Star's travel schedule. Additionally, on Sunday, the Cabo Star will sail from Port of Spain, but at 3 p.m. instead of at 12:30 p.m. The Inter-Island Transport Company is also reminding that the Cabo Star is not scheduled to sail on Saturday, Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day. In sport, the draw for the new CONCACAF Nations League took place in Las Vegas, Nevada, with this country being drawn in Group C of the top bracket League A. Joining the Warriors in Group C are Honduras and Martinique. The dates of the matches will be on FIFA match dates in September, October and November in 2019, with the final set for 2020. Under the new format, the teams will compete in 3 leagues, with the teams that made it to the final round of World Cup qualifying in 2018 all in League A, consisting of 12 teams. The winners of League A will all progress to the semi-final, while the bottom 3 teams are all relegated to League B. Winners of the second and third divisions will be promoted. Dates for the matches to be played will be announced soon. And that was News Now on TTT. I'm Sandra Maraj. Have a good morning.
What will you do if I told you that there's a tool to help your child successfully complete the SEA exams? It can reduce his stress and anxiety during this difficult period, increase her chance of getting higher grades, and boost his self-confidence. What will you do? This tool can help your child think logically during math exams, master word problems, angles, equations, measurement, fractions, decimals, and percentages. Write creative and captivating essays. Construct and structure correct answers to comprehension questions. Use adjectives, verbs, adverbs, nouns, pronouns, conjunctions, comparatives, superlatives. What would you do? Well, get the highly effective JJ and Friends Essay Suite, and as a bonus, receive a free Amazon Kindle Fire 7 tablet. Call now 7464-SEA. That's 7464732. Stocks are limited, so call now.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Friday and we are into the second hour of the Now Morning Show here on TTT. We are also on Talk City 91.1 FM, on Facebook at TTT Live Online, and on YouTube. Just search TTT Live Online. Carrie, it has been going fantastic this morning. We had about 8 or 9 of our Special Olympics team members here this morning.
And behind the camera, we had all the support for them as well, you know, different members of their families and people who are part of the team that trained them, coaches.
Really, it was absolutely fantastic.
It was.
This morning. I just posted some pictures on my Instagram. One with Carrie photobombing. Yeah, I don't know why people do that. Like, let me have my moment. I'm a groupie.
I wanted to be a groupie too, but I didn't have enough time to actually pose, so I decided to just dash in there.
Well, you know who I'm sure will be happy and proud of what we're doing here? Those folks at Next 99.1 FM. Trati Ayinka, DJ Kito, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Liking the red this morning, Ayinka.
Is that red headset or is that a headband?
Here we go. Good morning.
Good morning.
What were you saying about my headband?
Oh, it's a headband. I thought it was a headset.
Wow.
What?
Well, I don't know. I can't see that.
It is red, and so are my headphones today.
Oh, you see, there you go. I was
really check that prescription for those glasses, though.
I see that you're representing the red, white, and black very, very proudly. Thank you very much.
I mean, we'll go with that. And then iron. It was real simple.
Coincidence, right?
It is. How are you going this morning?
I am great. How are you?
I'm happy. It's the pre-weekend day, aka Friday, so I'm good. Trati and all relaxing in the corner there, hence me being in the seats.
We're gonna Rishi.
Where's the plan?
I did everything cool. We're gonna have a great weekend.
Why is your weekend going to be great?
For those who are going to be affected tomorrow, tomorrow going to be a holiday.
Right.
For us, half of Trinidad we're going to be happy.
Well, tomorrow is a religious holiday, so I hope people don't do anything that they should not do and actually have respect for the day.
Yeah, that's right.
I am that kind of person.
I'm same. And of course, on behalf of the entire team of Next 99.1, of course, you want to wish the entire Spiritual Shouter Baptist Liberation Day a great day tomorrow.
Yeah. And Carrie is smiling because he's never really been to any of the celebrations that they've had, so I'm trying to convince him to go.
No, I would like to go, but I do have to work tomorrow because, as I said, there are some things I'm working on for the station, and that would be a surprise later on.
Ooh.
So I'm working, but of course I stand in support of my Shouter Baptist brothers and sisters. I was eating up my words there a little bit. Oh yeah, special good morning to all the listeners there on Next 99.1 FM, our Big Bad Brother station. And it's always great chatting with you guys. What is happening as you segue from Friday into the weekend?
Well, just vibes and action, really and truly, because on Fridays we enjoy thoroughly going live on Instagram because then our viewers get to come in studio with us. And so we have a little party that you're just not invited to.
Oh boy.
Why aren't we invited?
Because you have to work.
But that is really selfish of you all though, because you have a party, you don't invite us, and when we have stuff, we invite you.
This is true. I am invited, but it's usually not by you, Rishi, so don't be on me and my headband and my headphones. I own you. But I hope you guys have a good weekend, as do your viewers, because our listeners are definitely going to have a good Friday, thanks to thanks to the team up.
Yes.
All right, Ayinka, Trotty, DJ Kito, thank you all very much for joining us. I want to, of course, once again wish all of your listeners a very, very safe and enjoyable weekend. It is now time for us to go over to Tobago. I know we were just talking about the Spiritual Shouter Baptist holiday, which is tomorrow, and we are going to chat with Reverend Raphael Richards, who is an executive member of the United Spiritual Baptist Association, and we're going to talk to him about some of the Baptist traditions. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, Richie. How are you going?
I'm very good. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm good. I'm thank God for life.
Yeah. Now, one of the traditions for the Spiritual Shouter Baptist community is the ringing of the bell. Many people don't understand the significance of that. Can you explain it?
Yes, sure. To Trinidad and Tobago and the world, the bell is a symbol of the voice, one crying in the wilderness to call sinners to repentance. It is used as a significant beginning the call to worship and the ending of service. In the response, the sound of the spiritual Baptist bell, according to the spiritual instruction. The high priest rung the bell to signify by their ringing when he moved that he was still alive. Jesus, our high priest, is still alive.
And so that is the main significance of ringing the bell.
Yes.
And then we talk about flowers and the candles that are used, and people don't understand, why do you use flowers and candles?
All right. The candle and the candlestick. The candlestick is a symbol of the church, and the candle, the spirit of the church. The candlestick served to hold the candle, which provided light, symbolized the light of the world is Jesus.
Another tradition, or something that we see very often, is that women, they are required to wear these headbands. Yet only some of the men cover their heads. Can you tell me the rationale behind this?
Well, what happened, Brother Richie, this came from the spiritual realm. when we go to fast, the Spirit of God give us whatsoever it is in the spiritual realm. The woman will have to tie the head because it's an order that carry the Spirit of God. Men get symbolized things to tie their head by the Spirit of God. So this is what's happening here.
Okay. So it is not mandatory then for men to cover their heads?
Not definitely, Brother Richie, but what happened in the spiritual realm, the Spirit give them certain order, because what happened is a covering for them, and then is a shield.
Shield?
Yeah, a protection then.
Okay. From what exactly?
Well, what happened? If you check it back in the days of old, right? The priests used to band the head, right? It was a covering. But now in the spiritual realm, the Spirit of God give it unto men to band the head.
Okay. Now, a lot of times if we pass in a community where there are spiritual Shouter Baptist people, we see these very tall flags, different colors. What is the significance of the flags? What do flags signify?
All right. Flag signified, it's a present of the spiritual duty. They are used in church as various ceremony instead of the baptism and in morning, according to the flag, the color, the design, they can take form of a national flag. It's a protection flag. It is a message flag. It is a conjuring flag, and a deliverance flag, and a defense flag, etc.
So there is some major significance there to having the flag flown. Now, there is also the phenomenon of speaking in tongues, different tongues. Why is that?
Well, Brother Richie, this came from in the higher realm. When the Spirit of God interact with man, the Spirit come in tongue. Just like when Jesus tell his disciples he leaving to go back, go in the upper room, and when everybody come in one accord, the Spirit will come like the rushing wind, and everybody will start to speak in tongue. So we speak in different tongues. We speak in India, Africa, China, and different tongues.
All right, thank you very much, Reverend Raphael Richards, for joining us this morning, explaining to us some of the traditions of the Spiritual Shouter Baptist community as we commemorate Spiritual Shouter Baptist Liberation Day tomorrow. So that is something to look forward to. We take a break now and come back with much more. Stay with us.
This Sunday, get lost in the world of award-winning films. Green Days by the River, April 21st at 3 p.m. Be viewing TTT to experience the breathtaking film adaptation of Michael Anthony's beloved novel. Voted People's Choice for Best Narrative Feature at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival. Recipient of the Carmichael Award for Exceptional Storytelling at the Barbados Independent Film Festival. Green Days by the River proves that locally produced films will captivate you and transport you to other worlds. A tale of love, loss, and intrigue. Green Days by the River premieres April 21st only on TTT.
Whether you are on the road or at the beach, preserve our beautiful nation of which we are proud by properly disposing of your waste. Because environmental pride is national pride.
I don't know what to do, Mom. He's my children's father, and I really love him, but he only reacts like this when he drinks.
Ma'am, I will ensure that you get all the help that you need.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is devoted to providing assistance to victims of domestic violence. If you're a victim of domestic violence, a report should be made to the police immediately so the matter can be addressed in the most appropriate manner. Domestic violence is very serious. Do not wait until it's too late.
We're back, everybody. This is the Now Morning Show right here on TTT. And if you are leaving your television sets, you can also take us with you on Talk City 91.1 FM and also online on Facebook and on YouTube at TTT Live Online. Now, if you're interested in visiting Africa and finding out more about the culture and the things that are involved with Africa, there's actually a body that is responsible, and you can use the opportunity to go visit and study Africa. Now, with me this morning is Akinde Rudder, who is the founder and president of Traditional African Women's Organization. And with me is also Dr. Clinton Crawford, who is the head of Sankofa World Tours. And we're going to speak about that a little bit. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone.
So, firstly, thank you for being here this morning. And I'm excited to speak about this because, this is not information people really know too much about, like on the broader scale. So, there's actually the opportunity and an organization that helps people to go to Africa, in this case specifically Ghana and Egypt, and find out more about the culture and do studies on it and such. So, Dr. Crawford, tell me about Sankofa World Tours first and foremost.
Yes, Sankofa World Tours is an organization, a company actually, that has been in existence for 17 years.
17 years.
Yes, we did our first tour to Egypt in 2002, and in 2010 we took a group of people from Trinidad and Tobago to Egypt. Egypt is one of our focal points, but it's not the only place we go to. We go to Ethiopia, Ghana. So Egypt and Ghana are the tours that are organized for this summer.
All right. So what do you do when you go to these locations in Africa?
Yeah. I think it's the dream of most people.
Right.
To go to see the pyramids and the Sphinx. But they are just about a small part of this entire tour. Our tour is 15 days long.
15 days long.
Yes. And we travel.
So much you could do.
Yes. We travel almost half of the length of the Nile River within Egypt. As you would know, that the Nile River comes out of Ethiopia and it joins in Khartoum and runs up and empties into the Mediterranean Sea.
Right.
So people get to see a lot of Egypt, although that most of it is now in ruins, but it is still the most exciting and the place with the most data about human civilization anywhere on the planet.
Right. Right. I can only imagine.
Yes.
And of course in Ghana as well. Now, Akinde, could you tell me about the Traditional African Women's Organization?
The Traditional African Women's Organization is a women's organization that focuses on the traditional family. And we try to encourage our African women to understand their power and their role as women, as nurturer, and the importance of the African woman in the community, in rebuilding our community that is actually being under attack. And as soon as they understand their power and the importance of the African women in the community, we'll be able to change what is happening in our community. We do a number of things. One of our major programs is the conversation of the woman identity crisis, because they are not too clear who they are.
Right.
And you have to know who you are and feel comfortable in your skin as an African woman to move forward. We partner with Sankofa World to give our people that opportunity, because this is a decade for people of African descent and very little is being said or done. And this is an opportunity for people who are interested in visiting the continent, starting off with Egypt, that we partner with Sankofa World Tours to make this dream possible. And it's not a one-stop event.
Okay,
if you cannot get it done this year, it is a continuation.
So this is the first year that Sankofa and the Traditional African Women's Organization are partnering, or you've done it before?
No, we have done it before, as Dr. Crawford mentioned, where we took 42 people to Egypt.
Right.
And then later on that year, the group was smaller. But we are back again, letting people know this is an opportunity and
what is the way that the people interested can get access to this?
Well, I am the contact for Trinidad.
Okay.
And there's a website and there's an email address, and they could contact me, and they could also go on the website sankofaworldpublishers.com.
Could you repeat that, please? Sankofa
Publishers.
Sankofa World Publishers.com.
So that's SANKOFA World
Publishers with a S.
Publishers.
Yes. .com. And you'll get all the information pertaining to the tours and what has been happening over the years.
And what's that email address that they can reach you at?
sankofa.c@gmail.com. But they could also, people use WhatsApp a lot. Yes. So we have a WhatsApp number that people could call, and that is 347-243 69
7. Yes. All right. Well, I want to thank you very much.
And my number is 357
1604. All right. I want to thank you very much, Dr. Clinton Crawford,
thank you, sir.
Representative for Sankofa World Tours, and I want to thank you very much, Akinde Rada, also known as Ferry Rada, and wearing my colors today, founder and president of the Traditional African Women's Organization. Wish you all the best moving forward for all the endeavors, and of course, we look forward to hearing the best from you.
Thank
all right,
you
we now
very
throw
much.
across to Rishi because we have some gospel coming up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm being joined by Mr. Ansel Mulroney, who is a gospel artist, and he's going to perform for us. But before he actually performs, let's get to know him a little bit better.
No problem.
Ansel,
yes.
Tell me a little bit about the work that you've been doing.
All right. Well, over the last number of years, my brother, who's also my manager, Timothy Mulroney, decided that it's time for me to push my music further. I started writing when I was about 12 or 13 years old, and had a few songs there performing at churches and stuff, but didn't really go further with it until In the Morning came out, and that's when the ministry started to shoot off from there.
Have you done any collaborations or worked with anybody in the recent past?
Oh yes, definitely. I've had the pleasure of working with some top local gospel artists like Candace Caton and Nathaniel. Some great producers like Track 7 and Aaron Peters, just to name a few. So it's been good.
You know who we had on yesterday? Denise Plummer.
Yes.
She was great.
Legendary Denise Plummer.
Yes. Yeah, and she did this really nice performance.
Yes. Can't leave him.
Yeah, it was really good. And your song is In the Morning.
In the Morning, yes.
Where was the inspiration for that? How did you get the inspiration?
All right. Well, that song was actually written during a low period in my life. I was going through different challenges and not sure how to overcome it. And that's when I was led to a scripture verse in the Bible, Psalms chapter 30, verse 5, which says that weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And so by reading that scripture, words just began to flow, and before you know it, we had that final production.
And it has been assisting you develop in your career, that song itself.
Oh yes, definitely.
Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Well, I want to take the kingdom music as far as it can go. I always tell people that I believe there are some people that may not set foot in a church. They may not readily listen to someone with a suit and tie saying, "Thus says the Lord." But if it is, I could put something in a format like rap music that people could already identify with and just put the word of God in there, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, music is that universal language
Indeed.
that everybody understands.
Indeed.
Ansel?
Yes.
Performance time.
All right.
I'm looking forward to hearing this song.
No problem.
All right.
Let's go. Check. Trinidad and Tobago. The message is simple, and it says, that's right. Yeah. Listen. Go. How you gonna tell me I was born to lose? I'm a child of a king. Since I'm following him, all I do is win. Sit back and grin when the storms are coming. Watch him whip up something. He's all up in it. God of the last minute. It won't be lasting if I put my faith in him. That's how I'm rolling, strolling through my red seas, walking in the promised territories. I fall down sometimes, walking easy. Vision impaired, my future looked hazy. Trying to live for him, sometimes crazy. But he never said this driving Miss Daisy. Effectual, fervent, them my prayer. His spoken word I hold so dear. I won't take chances like truth or dare. I solemnly swear to cast my cares on the one who's been so good to me and my crew, and he loves you too. From the murderous mind to the fraudulent, the stores of his blessings are opulent, but he once changed like 50 cents. You ain't gotta die trying like 50 cents. A mansion is waiting, nope, no rent. He already paid the price, no money spent. What more could you want in a pension plan? He provides for now and after, man. His good works are never on go slow. Mankind wants a bailout like Clico, so this one's for my hero, Jesus, the regal. We were marked for death like Seagull, but then he came to change like Fugel. Yeah, man. That's right. It's the who? Okay, we pray and just for the night watch. In the morning light 10. In the morning light 8. Yo, Trinidad. In the morning, yeah. That's right, Tobago. In the morning. Listen, how you gonna tell me I was born to lose? I'm a child of a king. Since I'm following him, all I do is win. Follow what he did, call me carbon paper. Sometimes a smudge, he's got the eraser. He's gonna erase the former things and form a thing that's built to win. And that's the new me version 2.0. I'm gonna downgrade heavens. No, heaven bro, I'm on my way. Get back on track cause I may stray. Get back on top cause I may stay in a comfort zone, that's not for me. I grow and glow for show till I'm burning bright. Keep seeking him till I'm out of sight. I am not of this world. E.T. see it from a different angle. 3D treat me special, I'm original. Trying to lay low, call me subliminal. Couldn't rap him, I was swimming with the crowd, but he strengthened me like citrical. I'm like wow, when I see what he did. Nails and spears and thorns for my sins. And on the third day he rose again, and he's coming back so we can rise with him. I can't wait to change states, leave this place, see his face. It ain't late, for you who want to change crews. Come see the king of the Jews. He don't want much, just all that you got. You get what you want when he's in the top spot. You better pop, lock and drop to your knees, cause who he sets free is free indeed. Yeah, come on. That's right. Everyone under the sound of my voice, please remember, and just for the night, but joy comes in the morning light. Hey.
News happens anytime, anywhere. And when it happens, we are there. We report the news in real time. TTT News. Connect.
Dunamis Experience is a weekly presentation of the Montrose New Testament Church of God. It is Central Trinidad's fastest growing Pentecostal church. Here the Lord Jesus Christ is glorified and the congregation edified. Pastor B.A. Hamid has faithfully served this church for more than 4 decades. His weekly messages are powerful and anointed. Why not visit us and experience the difference in our worship services? Our church is committed to building your faith, your family, and your future.
Ranking Production, a new era in media. Our professional services include videography, cinematography, photography, aerial videography, and television production. We provide expert coverage of weddings, concerts, sporting events, graduations, corporate functions, music videos, ads, lectures, christenings, parties, and portraits. Contact us today. Ranking Production, capturing your memorable moments in life.
The month of March, we are celebrating women, power to women. I think of my mother, I think of my sister, I think of women on a whole and what we have been through. It's not just about the struggle, but let's celebrate us, womanhood, and what we can contribute to society, to home, to life.
Come to the end of yet another work week, and for those looking forward to the weekend, it seems as though similar conditions are expected. We continue to see some dry, stable air, especially at the middle and upper levels, but it won't stop that low-level cloud pushing through, however. So a few showers are still likely, still favouring the hillsides around Tobago, along eastern areas in particular, and down towards Trinidad, through Turco, into Manzanilla, Mayaro. You will also begin to see some of those clouds pushing through some showers first thing in the morning and continuing throughout the day. But on the western side, it will likely be drier, but you won't get away from those brief showers just around lunchtime, and then down towards central and southern areas as well. Through San Fernando and Point Fortin, a few brief showers are expected throughout the day. But overall, you will also feel quite warm. Looking at highs of 32 degrees Celsius in Trinidad, 30 degrees Celsius in Canaan, possibly close to 31 around Scarborough. And it seems as though for the rest of the weekend, we'll continue to see just one or two brief showers, especially by the time we get to Sunday. And then on Monday, the ridge of high pressure comes in, the dry air takes over once more, and we return to settled conditions to begin next week. Heading offshore, we'll continue to see those easterly winds, fresh from the east-southeast at 20 knots, possibly gusting a bit stronger than that by late on Saturday. We could be seeing those Atlantic waves of 2 meters, close to 1.5 meters out in the Caribbean, and a moderate chop for the most part for quite a few of you, sea bathers and fisherfolk. So that's weather, and that's a film day.
And we're back here. Thank you, Ian Wallace, for that local weather forecast. And now I have two women who are going to speak to me about something called #EndPeriodPoverty. And with me this morning is brand manager for Procter & Gamble in Trinidad and Tobago, Procter & Gamble Personal Care, and also the brand ambassador for Always in Trinidad and Tobago, also a subsidiary of Procter & Gamble. With me this morning is Lynn Marie Budu Singh and Whitney Husbands. Good morning.
Good morning. And welcome. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. So tell me, what is #EndPeriodPoverty?
So #EndPeriodPoverty is a campaign that Always is currently running. We would have launched it on Tuesday.
Right.
So essentially what it is to bring awareness to the fact that there are a lot of girls in our society that are either missing school or leaving school early because they don't have access to feminine care products.
Okay.
So Always is partnering up with two local NGOs, Kind and Helping Her, as well as in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, to go out into the rural areas and donate Always to the schools in the to the females in the
How have you gotten the information and statistics that there are, a group in society of young girls who don't have access to female personal care products?
So currently, the Ministry of Education, we don't have current statistics for Trinidad and Tobago. However, it is something that we want to bring focus on so that we can get the information.
Right.
But this is a global initiative from Always. So I can give you the statistics. For instance, in the US, it is 1 in 5 girls. In Canada, it's 1 in 7. So this is definitely, I mean, if those are the statistics for
those developed countries.
first world countries, then imagine what it is for developing countries.
That's right, so, especially in the rural areas.
Exactly. So this is something that we are doing in Trinidad, and we're launching simultaneously in Jamaica as well.
That is excellent. Yes. So tell me, how are you going to go about like reaching out to the ones who may not have access to it, and you know, getting them what they need so desperately?
So
Whitney.
Well, what is happening? I was throwing that question to you. But what is happening is that we'll be going to, as you mentioned, some of these schools in Trinidad and also Tobago. We are not forgetting Tobago as well. And that is where we will gather our data. Because we don't have solid statistics to show what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago with the young girls. And with that, always is giving back. So we will be literally giving 115,000 pads. So if you calculate it, will be like 9,000 girls in the country of Trinidad and Tobago, and in Jamaica it will be 170,000 that will be also given out to those young girls whose family, they are not financially stable or financially equipped to get these basic things that us as women, I mean, men, you all will understand.
I have sisters and
but you know the process.
I understand, and I know it is not the easiest thing.
It is not. It is definitely not. And of course, it could plummet your confidence. As a woman, you imagine a young girl, your first experience of having your period is one where no one has guided you, no one has educated you about what is happening with your body. And all you know is that I can't show up to school for an entire week.
Yeah, exactly. And it must be nerve-wracking. It must be terrifying, especially for the first time when you have not even, you know, been told, okay, this is what to expect and this is how you deal with it.
Because some girls, believe it or not, in Trinidad and Tobago are still using cloths to clog, if I could say that, the flow of what is happening. And that is scary.
I imagine it would be, especially
that is
for
scary. I mean,
a young girl, you know, who had not experienced it before, and suddenly there's a sight of blood, and there's
they're confused, and we need to get away from the taboo of when you hear someone says, "Well, I have my period." Oh my God! Like, don't touch me, like I'll get it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and we need to change the narrative. And we need to do things, and you're doing a great work here, and you know, go out there, get these statistics, and support these women who need it very desperately. And I want to thank you very much, Lynn Marie Budu Singh, brand manager of P&G Personal Care, and Whitney Husbands, who is the brand ambassador for Always, also a subsidiary.
Before we go quickly, we want everyone to know it's very important to purchase your Always brands, because every purchase of an Always pad pack is a pad donated to a young girl in need. And remember also to hashtag end period poverty. That's very important for us.
Hashtag end period
follow
poverty.
The movement. Follow the movement.
We'll close off with that. And you know, again, we are coming to the end of Women's History Month, and you know, I want to congratulate you for supporting women everywhere.
Thank
you. And we're going to take, after that, we're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back. Stay with us. We still have some more.
Receive a free Kindle Fire 7 HD with Alexa features when you purchase the highly effective JJ and Friends SEA Tab Suite. Designed for students in standards 3 to 5, the SEA Tab provides interactive learning for success, digital tools for a digital generation, and has over 50 bonus apps that relate to the Ministry of Education's SEA syllabus. The SEA Suite comes with a free Amazon Kindle Fire 7 tablet with JJ and Friends video lessons on mathematics, creative writing, comprehension and language arts, along with workbooks, charts and checklists designed to successfully prepare your child for the SEA exam.
When they have a tablet in their hands, they become so much more engaged.
It's the new pencil, it's the new paper, it's the new book.
It's education everywhere at all times. It's totally different than the classroom that we grew up in. It's the future.
Call now 374-SEA2. That's 374-7322 or 7464-SEA. That's 746-4732.
With fixed locations in Arima, shops of Arima, Sangre Grande, and a mobile fleet operating throughout Trinidad, Classic Launderers and dry cleaners cater to the laundry needs of corporate and private clientele. We offer professional services in dry cleaning, wet wash, press only, heavy starch. We specialize in not only suits, formal attire, and uniforms, but also comforters, beddings, drapes, casual wear, and so much more. Book your free pickup today at www.classiclaundrytt.com or call 667-0309. We are always happy to be at your service.
The doors of the Kaiso Cafe open every Sunday at Talk City 91.1 FM. We play the best calypsos, interview the singers, discuss calypso history, and we invite you, the listener, to participate. Join us from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. every Sunday for the Kaiso Cafe on Talk City 91.1 FM.
From the small towns all the way.
All right, welcome back everybody to the Now Morning Show. We continue to commemorate Women's History Month here on Now on TTT. I have three wonderful ladies with me this morning. Cara Donnell, entrepreneur, humanitarian. Angela Hunt, Patty Dunn, entrepreneur, artist. And also Wendy John, who is an entrepreneur. Good morning, ladies, and welcome. I feel honored to be here talking about what Women's History Month means to you all, and also an event which is coming up, which we are looking forward to. So let me start with you, Cara. Women's History Month. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to you to be a woman?
It means that I'm amazing and that I'm strong, and I'm surrounded by so many more strong and amazing women. I think being a woman is just really, we are just everything, really. So really? I'm just summing it up to that. Like, we are just everything. I'm grateful to be a woman.
Was it difficult for you in this line of work?
I wouldn't say that it was difficult, no. I've had a lot of support from other women growing up and even now, so I wouldn't say it was difficult. But I have, encountered a lot of struggles along the way.
Wendy, what was it like for you as a woman?
Well, actually, so I've been in a lot of professional situations where, quite frankly, I was the only woman in the room. So it's, a lot of what we're trying to do is just to convey to women that you need to just be strong in your own spirit, feel very confident in your abilities, and feel free to walk into rooms that people think you shouldn't be in.
Yeah. And some good advice there, Angela Hunt. For you as a woman, what was that like, especially in the profession that you're in?
I always had obstacles. So I was always in rooms filled with men, so I've always had to be better and strive harder. And show that, my presence in the room mattered. But it never stopped me.
What was the motivation?
To be successful at what I did, to be a successful singer-songwriter, and to inspire younger women to do better than I did. If I can show someone the things that I did and the mistakes that I made, hopefully it can make someone's journey into the music industry a lot easier.
And you have accomplished a lot. And so there is an event which is coming up.
Yes, Women's Power Lunch.
Yes. What is that about?
So it's really a platform to bring together women of the diaspora. So to have empowering conversations, to be a part of a sisterhood, to network. I just wanted to create a space where women could come together and feel like they're a part of something bigger. And just be there for one another, to learn knowledge, hear about experiences, and use that to propel them to be successful.
And these two ladies will be there?
Yes, they're both with my speakers.
What can we expect? What can we expect from you, Angela, at this event?
Strength.
Strength.
It's very important that, first of all, I'm so honored to be here because I went to the one in Miami, and it was so powerful, and it was so many different emotions. It was crying, it was laughter, it was just appreciation for one another. But I feel like in the Caribbean as a whole, because I'm sure she's going to take this around the place, we need to show the women, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, that there's so much more out there that they can do, and they need to be inspired. And I think when they see these women and they see these conversations and they see this type of event, this is not just cocktails and lunch. This is showing you the women who have strived to just do so much more than people think they can do.
Yeah, so that's something to look forward. Wendy, what do you have to give?
Yeah, I think I'm going to probably be representing more of the, the corporate life experience, I guess, as a proud Trini that actually resides in the U.S. and works with a lot of, top corporate clients. I believe in sharing stories, and I've been mentored by a lot of really great women, and so I think this is an opportunity to give back and to be able to tell some stories, make it really, give folks some tips and really just make sure that folks know that they're not alone in the journey, right?
Yeah,
it's about support.
Yeah, and there are two events, one in Trinidad on March 31st, 2019, which is this Sunday, Hyatt, that's right there on Ryson Road, 1 to 5 p.m., and in Tobago on April 6th, 2019 at the
Carawak Village.
Yes. That is from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tickets.
So tickets are sold out for Sunday. Sorry, guys.
But if you want to get more information, you can check out www.keradenel.com. That's KERRADENEL.com, or you can call 491-1717 for more information. Ladies, thank you all very much for joining us this morning. We'll take a break and come back with you.
Now we're ready to show the world who we are. Shine a light so everyone could see our identity. See the way we do what we do. When we bring our cultures together, we make each other better. Carifesta.
The Caribbean region has a plethora of over 500 festivals to choose from. But there is one festival that stands out from the others in terms of its rich cultural tapestry, natural heritage, sheer vibrancy and reflection of all that is innately Caribbean. Carifesta.
Our cultures represent a unique fusion that emanates from our historical underpinnings. Since the first edition of Carifesta in Guyana in 1972, this Caribbean showcase has emerged as a 10-day mega Caribbean festival of arts, which we can all look forward to with great anticipation. Carifesta embodies Caribbean integration, and it gives expression to the uniqueness of our Caribbean reality. It is here that the people of the region come together, commingling and creating one community and one people.
Trinidad and Tobago is very proud to host this mega performing arts and culture festival of the creme de la creme of Caribbean artistes and artists from August 16th to the 25th in 2019.
Culture and creative industries, they contribute significantly to the gross domestic product of member countries. Globally, it is believed that culture contributes about 3% of the global domestic product, some $2.2 trillion.
The Trinidad and Tobago Organizing Committee has been working assiduously to produce a Carifesta worthy of regional and international acclaim.
I think that Trinidad and Tobago is doing a tremendous job in preparing for the festival. I've been actively involved in planning at least the last 5 Carifestas. For this festival, the level of preparation is ahead of any I've seen so far.
As part of this promotion for 2019 is to try to encourage people who would have gone to North America and other places for their summer holidays to come to Carifesta itself, because it's going to be one of the rare opportunities to know another country and to know other countries in one place and at one time.
We promise you'll have a fantastic time.
With love to our beautiful Twin Islands for Carifesta 14.
We feel extremely honored to be representing the red, white and black, and this Carifesta 14 promises to be the most exciting yet.
We are looking forward to share all our culture, all our arts, all our music, our food, and we are excited to experience what the Caribbean has to bring to us as well.
Please come to Carifesta 2019, where we celebrate the arts together.
Yes. Come celebrate with us, yeah? Trinidad and Tobago.
Connect, share, invest.
Carifesta 14, Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Now Morning Show right here on TTT. And as we are going to close off the show, you see 3 ladies behind me. And what we are doing is I'm going into Fit on a Friday. Before we start anything, just remember, make sure you check with your physician or your doctor before you start any physical activity or regimen, because you want to ensure that you are fit to do so. And we don't want any instances of injury or accidents. All right, so with me this morning are members from the We Are Fit community, and we are going to step right into it. With me this morning is Janicia, Lucky and Cherise, and we are going to do a little bit of plank variations. So Janice, tell me what we're going to do today.
Okay, so we're going to show you the basic plank. Lucky will demonstrate our basic plank and explain the proper form that you should have in plank position.
I'm going to join you one time there, Lucky.
So she's going to go on her elbows and ensure that her shoulders are in line with her elbows. Her butt is low and parallel to the ground. Her body is parallel to the ground, and her head is downwards. This is the proper form for planks, especially on your elbows, and Cherise and Lucky is demonstrating this. You can hold this up to 30 seconds to a minute in order to get proper or good core building exercises. She's going to now show you a variation, which is, get up, you can come up on your palms, and then she's going to do shoulder taps. So you can do planks in different variations to work out various parts of your body. This exercise will work out your arms and your core. Another variation to the planking exercise is for your glutes. So you can lift your back legs up above your back. Make sure your leg is above your back in order to get the exercise on your gluteus maximus. And you can do about 10 to 15 reps of this exercise, and you'll actually feel the burn on your gluteus maximus.
I am feeling it, trust me.
On your core and on your arms as well as you hold this position. Right. And it is important that you understand your back must be straight and you should be still parallel to the ground. Head down, and this will prevent any injury that may occur from doing the plank position. And we're back to the basic plank position. This is another variation, a side tap, plank with side tap. It helps work the hips. And all you're doing is simply holding your plank and moving your legs to the side. And if you put all these exercises together in combination, you will have a wonderful total body workout.
All right. I want to thank you guys very, very much. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling the burn for those of you who joined us. Now we're going to go into some gospel music. I want to thank you, Janicia, Lucky, and Cherise from We Are Fit Community for joining us for this edition of Fit on a Friday. We now go across to my man over here, Curtis Jordan. He's going to perform some gospel music for us.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, oh, oh. Listen. La 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 la. La 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 la. Listen. Turmoil at every turn. Yeah. Dishonesty to earn. Yeah. It's war, disdain and strife. No regard for human life. We complain and complain about everything, yeah.
Yet we don't lift a finger for anything, yeah. We are the light for shining on everything. Evil persists when good men won't do anything, yeah. But if you see damages in these walls, why don't you rebuild it? So sweet TNT can stand strong. Nobody else seems to care at all. Well, why don't you fix it? I know you know right from wrong. La 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 la. La 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 la. Rise up, Nehemiah, yeah. Eyes open to the bad, yeah. Yet closed are our hands, yeah. Can't fix the ills of man.
Honestly, I think that women are not as appreciated as they should be, business and home-wise. This is a special day other than Mother's Day for women to be appreciated by men. There's always a good woman behind every single man, and we need to stand up and say, hey, we here.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Sandra Maraj, and this is News Now on TTT. Special Olympic athletes are to receive monetary rewards for their performance in the just concluded